I'd also like to now welcome to this stage our Executive Director Chuck Dietrich and Dr. Gladys Cruz, District Superintendent Questar Boces and Chair of the Dr. Mary Barter for Women and Minorities Scholarship Award, and Julie Lyons, Senior Director of Partnerships for Right at School, sponsor of this award this morning. If you could please join me on the stage for the Scholarship Award.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Kevin. I am honored once again to present the Dr. Mary Barter Award for Women and Minorities. The New York State Council of School Superintendents established this annual scholarship in 1998 to promote and inspire women and minorities to enter in the field of education administration. One scholarship in the amount of $2,000 is awarded annually to a candidate who is enrolled in a graduate program of study that will lead to the school district administrator certificate or doctoral degree. In 2011, the scholarship was renamed as the Dr. Mary Barter Scholarship for Women and Minorities to honor the first female president of the council, and given that the scholarship was developed under her direction and leadership. The committee reviewed all scholarship entries and selected Linda Rivera Bratt to receive this scholarship. If any of the committee members are present in the audience, can you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Each year, we receive numerous scholarship applications, and we're very hopeful because the pipeline of women that are coming through the leadership ranks are very promising. Linda is currently the District Director of Bilingual, ENL, and World Languages, and responsible for 1,400 K-12 English language multilingual learners for the enlarged city school district of Middletown, which has 7,656 students. As a first-generation college student, she has experienced many firsts in her life and has discovered a love for learning along with a passion for advocacy for those whose voices often go unheard. It is for this reason that she has become known as an educational leader who has broken barriers in her life. Her recommendation states that Linda stands out as a rising star, one on track to becoming an excellent superintendent. She engages with her colleagues about finding the best way to educate and support students by applying what she has learned in class to work within her school district. Linda has worked collaboratively with the high school staff to improve the graduation rates of her district's Hispanic students. And I just learned a little while ago that she will be joining us this weekend for the 30th annual Angelo del Toro Puerto Rican Hispanic Youth Leadership Institute, which is part of the Somos Conference this weekend. She is uncompromising in her quest to improve learning experiences for scholars and parents who are new to the country and learning English as a new language. Finally, Linda never loses sight of the scholars' challenges and needs and works diligently to develop programs to improve their academic proficiency. Linda is currently pursuing her Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership at Manhattanville College. We now invite Linda to the stage to say a few words.
tough act to follow with the singing superintendents. Great job. Well, good morning and thank you. I'd like to begin by extending a heartfelt thank you to the New York State Council of School Superintendents, the Leadership for Educational Achievement Foundation, the Premier Silver Partner Right at School for their sponsorship, the invitation to be a part of the Winter Institute and Lobby Day, and the Dr. Mary Barter Scholarship Selection Committee for choosing me as the 2020 recipient of such a prestigious and generous scholarship. I'd also like to thank Mr. Richard Del Moro, Superintendent of the Middletown City School District, for his nomination, and Dr. Kenneth Mitchell and Renee Gargano for noticing an aspiring future superintendent during the Manhattanville College doctoral student admissions process and giving an underdog, like me, a chance at fulfilling a lifelong dream. That dream, which seems so easy to put into words, is hard to achieve because it takes grit, a strong work ethic, a sense of community, collaboration, resilience, perseverance, and most of all, advocacy to achieve what still has yet to be achieved: true equity and opportunities in education and in educational leadership for women and minorities. My dream is simple: to serve others in a school community and to make a difference in the lives of those whose voices go unheard. It's a simple dream that is very complex and can be viewed as only sometimes controversial. You see, I understand because I was one of those silenced voices. As a Latina raised in the 1970s, when the civil rights movement was still fresh on one's mind due to the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, I experienced the sting of discrimination firsthand, many times, in fact, throughout my formative educational years. I vividly remember a high school teacher directing racial slurs at students when called upon in class. And I also recall a guidance counselor who said I would never amount to anything because I was a female and I was Puerto Rican. Can you believe that I was actually advised not to go to college, which at the time seemed like the right thing to do, since no other female in my family had ever thought about leaving home to go to college? Well, here I am today and I stand before you. And that's when I decided to break my silence and began to realize that if I didn't say or do something for those who were afraid to speak up against social injustice and inequality, for those who were underrepresented and marginalized, then things would just remain the same, and the opportunity to foster connections within a school community would be missed, which ironically is the powerful theme for this Winter Institute: fostering connections with your school community. So I mustered up the courage to stop that teacher in the hall and explained how I didn't appreciate the offensive comments made in class, and that Black and brown students deserve to be treated in the same manner, with the same respect as all other students. Well, believe it or not, the comments stopped. I also scheduled a meeting with that counselor and asked why she thought gender or ethnicity was a factor in measuring one's success in life. And with much fortitude, I faced adversity and became a first in my family, a first-generation college student way back in 1988. Don't do the math, okay. But now, 32 years later, there are still many more firsts to achieve in education and many more connections or bridges that still need to be built to foster connections within school communities. In my current capacity, I am proud to say that diversity is our strength. 1,400 English language multilingual learners from 19 different global locations who speak over 23 different and beautiful languages. However, due to the current landscape of our ever-changing society, Many diverse scholars are afraid to stand out in leadership roles, afraid to achieve and be noticed, scared to draw attention to themselves, or fearful to speak out, and believe they are risking their dreams or their family's dream for a life of future opportunity. This is why an increase in diverse representation and diverse voices within school communities and leadership roles are vital in today's schools. Recent studies and research evidence that women are attaining more administrative leadership positions. However, the overall number of diverse female superintendents is still low. In a recent article from the Journal and USA Today entitled "School Superintendents Are Overwhelmingly Male, What's Holding Women Back from the Top Job?" This phenomenon is discussed. Such reasons for this anomaly were attributed to unconscious bias on the part of those who make hiring decisions, a lack of strong candidate pipeline, and a scarcity of female role models and networking opportunities as reasons for the gender imbalance. Our scholars need to see themselves as future leaders and supported by a community that fosters connections toward future achievement and the betterment of society and our school communities. It is my hope that this can be accomplished by bringing all stakeholders, especially the school community, to the table for open conversations and collaborative work that will serve as a beacon for the future. As one of my favorite Latina role models, Sonia Sotomayor, once said, "Until we get equality in education, we won't have an equal society." As the first female president of the council, Dr. Mary Barter serves as an exemplar and role model for women and minorities. She was a pioneer and continues to be an inspiration for future female leaders and for diversity in school administration. In closing, I would like to thank the Council of School Superintendents for the Dr. Mary Barter Scholarship for Women and Minorities. I am truly honored to be here with you today and humbled to receive such a generous award towards my doctoral studies and to also be a part of a distinguished group of aspiring and dynamic female leaders who have received this honor in the past. Thank you for providing me with this opportunity and for your support in making a dream become a reality one day. Thank you.
Congratulations, Linda, and thank you for sharing those wonderful words with us. The only thing that will make that better is if you are sitting amongst us as a superintendent of schools very soon. Great, great work.